What's up guys, my name is Ace, and yesterday we got the Season 4 Reloaded update for Vanguard as well as Warzone. And with this, unfortunately, once again, this broke various elements of Modern Warfare 2019's multiplayer. And while this isn't new, I feel like this is a topic I wanted to touch on once again, because it shows a clear flaw with how Warzone is currently implemented, and I'm just really hoping they've learned from this mistake for Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. So what's the big issue this time? Well, it turns out shortly after this update, both the Domination game mode as well as the entire Ground War game mode were completely bugged out, and they had to be removed from the playlists very shortly after the update hit yesterday. So if you're noticing that those are gone from the playlist rotation, this didn't appear to be intentional at all. I did some reading up on this, and for the people that did manage to get into a Domination or Ground War game like immediately after the update, they were saying that there were tons of issues, like it was running at 1 FPS, people were losing connection like crazy. So it's pretty clear that something bugged out there, and they had to remove those playlists temporarily while they fixed that. And I'm sure it will be fixed at some point, hopefully in the near future. But that just highlights a clear issue here, because yesterday's update didn't have anything to do with the multiplayer side of Modern Warfare 2019. It was purely a Warzone update. And yet, since Warzone is part of the Modern Warfare client, any changes to Warzone potentially put the multiplayer side of the game at risk. And like I said, this is definitely not the first time something like this has happened. In fact, with the Ground War game mode in recent weeks, we've been dealing with 150 health instead of the standard 100 health that's supposed to exist in that mode. And while some people do like this, it was pretty clearly a bug. And I actually suspect the reason Ground War broke with this most recent update is they probably were trying to fix that 150 health bug, and that caused some other issues elsewhere in the mode, and therefore everything fell apart. But at the end of the day, this all stems from Warzone being part of the Modern Warfare client. So this time around with Warzone 2, I'm really hoping they've learned from this mistake, and I just hope Warzone 2 is on a completely separate client. I have brought this up many times, but today was just an excellent reminder of why this really needs to be the case. And this actually segues nicely into some leaks that we just recently got yesterday. You've probably heard about these from other YouTubers, but I decided to focus on yesterday's update rather than these leaks. But one element that has been leaked and rumored for many months at this point is the Call of Duty HQ, or headquarters. Now, this isn't like the headquarters in COD World War II. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about here is essentially like a central hub for all things Call of Duty, and it looks like it's going to be the place going forward where you launch your Call of Duty games. So as of right now, if you boot up any of the Call of Duty games that launched within the past 3 years, the first menu that pops up is actually kind of like a hub where you have the ability to launch the game that you actually just launched and want to play, or you can launch Warzone with that, or in its current state, you can also use it to pre-order Modern Warfare 2. When it comes to Call of Duty HQ, I feel like it's taking this general idea to the next level, where it just gives you a place to launch each individual Call of Duty game, rather than a menu within each client itself. So the way I picture this, and the way that I really hope they're taking this, is it's essentially just going to be a launcher, and we will have a separate client for Warzone 2 compared to Modern Warfare 2, and then when Treyarch releases their next game, that will also be included on there in the hub. Perhaps even the DMZ mode will have its own launcher within this Call of Duty hub as well. But the main thing I'm picturing and hoping for with this Call of Duty HQ is each one of those games will be treated separately as its own client, and therefore, if you update one, it won't have any impact on the others. So when we do update Warzone 2, hopefully that means it will have no ability to break Modern Warfare 2. Now, with the most recent leaks that we just got yesterday for headquarters, it's just a couple strings. One is just a label for it, just saying Call of Duty HQ. Another one is a description for it, which doesn't appear to be very complete at this point. It just says, this is how we know this is the HQ blade. And then there's another string there that relates to launching the Call of Duty HQ. So not really any new information surrounding HQ, which has been rumored for a long time, but this data mine leak is just more so reinforcing the idea that this Call of Duty HQ is in fact real and will be coming with Modern Warfare 2. So I'm very interested in seeing more information on this Call of Duty HQ and how it's going to affect the overall Call of Duty ecosystem, if it's going to be a very positive change for consumers, or perhaps just a much more efficient way for them to market things to us as we boot up our Call of Duty game. But on top of this, with these leaks from yesterday's, I guess we should also touch on another thing that you've likely heard about already if you tend to keep your finger on the pulse of things when it comes to Call of Duty. There were also some strings data mined by Reality UK that mention the possibility of early access for the campaign of Modern Warfare 2. This string says campaign early access available now, and it's labeled as Cortez, which is the internal code name for Modern Warfare 2. And that's quite interesting, and I'm just curious how they're going to be handling this. It's likely going to be tied to pre-orders in some way, and I do have some suspicions that this may also end up being platform specific for PlayStation users, since PlayStation still has that contract with Activision. Despite the big deal that's currently in progress with Microsoft, PlayStation still has that contract with Call of Duty, which they have confirmed they will be honoring those contracts. But in either case, no matter how they're going to be handling it, it looks like there is going to be the potential to gain early access to the campaign for Modern Warfare 2. And honestly, I'm not too sure I like the sound of that, assuming it is full access to the entire campaign from start to finish, and especially if it ends up being platform specific. I personally feel like for a brand new story, which we are going to be seeing in Modern Warfare 2, it should be releasing at the same time for everybody on every platform. Like, I get it, with Modern Warfare Remastered, they had a pre-order bonus where you could play the campaign about a month early, actually, and that was really cool, and I'm totally on board with that. There's no spoilers or anything when it comes to this. We already know the story. We've played through it in the past. It's an old story. Whereas with Modern Warfare 2 being a brand new story, I don't like the idea of some people being able to get early access and others not being able to get early access. It creates a window of time where people have to be dodging spoilers like crazy if they're interested in not spoiling the campaign for themselves, and they don't gain that early access for whatever reason. Now, if this early access to the campaign is limited access, where we don't get to see the entire storyline and there aren't going to be any major spoilers, then that seems fine to me. It gives people sort of a taste for the game. They can get a jump start on the campaign, and I'd be on board with that. But if it is the full storyline, I don't really like the sound of that. Even though my primary interest is in multiplayer, and I'm not all that invested in this, it's just one of those things where I don't like the idea of them doing this. Now, I guess finally, since we're talking about these leaks, I should also mention there are 2 new guns that have been leaked for Season 5, which is upcoming with Vanguard as well as Warzone. And also some operator bundles, including the Khalid al-Assad operator bundle, which looks like you're going to gain access to that through a digital pre-order of Modern Warfare 2. And then also 2 operators from the Umbrella Academy series. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I really hope they can get on top of fixing Ground War as well as Domination Modern Warfare 2019, especially since I've just been recently getting back into Ground War in Modern Warfare, and now it's gone completely, so I have no interest in playing the game. But this is where I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. First up, what do you guys think about the fact that Warzone is still creating issues with Modern Warfare's multiplayer? And on top of that, what do you guys think about the leaks that I discussed in today's video, especially the ability to potentially have early access to the campaign for Modern Warfare 2? Do you like the idea of them doing this, or do you agree with me? Do you feel like everybody should gain access to the campaign at the same time? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.